So
And both
Evil
players off to the
Wario is
races.
out, as is Frank. And yeah, I really got to imagine Sweet Teas is looking for some double yellows, is going to get one. Didn't see the yellows on the right hand side. That could have cleared up much a little more efficiently. But in the end, it's not going to matter as he is through the top line of his board, but doesn't have a lot of access to red. Looking over at Frank, he sees that double yellow in his box, his next box, and manages to get everything knocked down in time, but is going to be a little short on blue access. He would love to see some yellow reds coming down there, JB.
Absolutely. And looking here on Sweet Tea's side, as we're at about 1 minute, Sweet Tea's really looking for a lot of blue help, a lot of blue all along that right side of the board, stacked very high up. So drop time is going to be a definite factor here as things continue to roll here. 14 to 14 for both players. A little drill down there, setting up for a yellow in column number one. It is now 11-11. Make a wish as these players both wishing for a semi-final appearance here. 9 to 9 and a nice little undertuck there, and now starting to get that right side of the board taken down is Sweet Tea's here, and looks like Sweet Tea is going to go for this L. Yeah, going to drop down everything, setting up beautifully, and basically is free and clear. But Frank's going to be out first at 1 minute 31.
Yeah, definitely a smart play there as Sweet Tea's built up that bridge. He's out at a 137 and could have been a lot longer if he hadn't seen the play build up the way he did. This double yellow is going to be excellent for him as that's going to take off just another, the double yellows on top of his board. He's going to see this double yellow or triple yellows that he can access down at the bottom. And wow, a couple of doubles. He's wanting double yellows all day long on this board.
He's really wanting to just cut down and starting to get access to the bottom of that board. That's where there's some good doubles to be had. However, the right side is going to be a little tough for him to overcome. Meanwhile, Frank has a staircase of blue from columns 2 to 4. Looks like he's going to start taking care of columns number 1 and 2. Good plays there as well from Frank as he's now down to 21 and now moving over to the right side of the board. Really just having a good place for just about anything here. He's not having too difficult of a time as it's 18 to 12, now 16 to 12, and now 14 to 12. Frank just getting consecutive clears there, catching up with our 4 seed Sweet Teas. It's hard to think that Frank's technically the underdog as things go, but Frank doesn't look like he seems to be playing like it.
Yep, and just realized why Sweet Tea chose the name he got as he pulled a great Sweet Tea out over on the board. But yeah, he is in the lead right now, 2 viruses to 4. Just needs some reds, whereas Frank has some setups that he's got to take care of, and they're gonna involve building some bridges. So Sweet Tea's out of 315. Frank is not gonna be too far behind, but he's now banking on a red. He gets the red blue, so it wasn't going to be punishment either way. He's out of 326.
And these single digit second times are by no means safe, Ook, as we see a little horizontal clear there from Sweet Teas, and Sweet Teas now starting to attack something on the board. No yellow access, so really going to have to be creative with these yellows, and we're seeing it here. A good drill down, getting access to some blue. 32-35, another nice drill down play there, and this double yellow huge. And I like this. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 steps and 5 more viruses off the board. 32 to 25 here as we cross the 4 minute mark.
Yeah, and Frank manages to get rid of some garbage, but overall, it's just not as clean of a board as what we see over on Sweet Tea's side. It's just the doc not giving him exactly what he needs, but it hasn't been bad. He's just everything's really clustered over, kind of all over his board. And that means he needs things to come out in certain orders and in certain ways. And with that blue staircase looming, it's not been as friendly as it could be.
Our Twitch chat pointing out Frank seems to be hesitating a lot. I've seen a little bit of hesitation, but not too much. These players are sometimes just going to leave that pill hanging up there in space just to figure out what they want to do and maybe plan a play or two ahead. It doesn't necessarily mean they don't know what to do, but they're just potentially plotting for what they want, but Sweet Tea's right here going to be out at a 501 and holding on to a very strong lead at this point.
Yeah, it's you're talking about the hesitation plays there. That's a There are two different real schools of thought. There's the Packy style, I guess you'd call it, where it's just drop, 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 and then what you might call the Dimwit style. Dimwit, of course, one of
Oh
our
no.
that's a misdrop for Sweet Teas. He is not going to be happy with. Dimwit, of course, one of the top players in the early years at the DrMC, who was very methodical in all of his plays, and Frank just exhibiting that style and showing that it's still got plenty to do. Uh, and that hesitation not really going to end up hurting him as he's going to make more efficient plays that way.
What a save
Wow.
here by Sweet Teas, getting that big cluster off the board. Ice in his veins as he was looking in the face of that. However, Frank has managed to take the lead here by about 8 or so viruses. And the thing is when you hit those misdrops early on, you do have to take into factoring, Ook, that you've got to get it off the board, because otherwise you're cutting yourself off potentially from a lot of play.
Yeah, but finding the most efficient way to do that usually top of a lot of our players' minds. And that's just something that Sweet Teas is really good at. He is no slouch in the versus game, and I take it from the guy, one of the people he had to beat to get through the Louisville finals. He's really good at it, and part of the reason is that he can see these things and go, okay, this is how I can make this particular misdrop into just pure gold. But Frank's staying with him here as there's only a one virus difference between these two.
Yeah, this has been a heck of a comeback here by Sweet Teas, as we're seeing some really brilliant play. And another nice play drilling down. That's going to set up a beautiful horizontal. Then it looks like it's going to be a slanted log there. Nicely done. And now down to 3. It's going to be whoever can get theirs first. It's going to be a lot of yellow needed for Frank. And I think Frank's going to go for the triple across and go vertically, but he needs yellow and he's not getting it, and it's going to be out first at a 724. That's going to be it. That is game 1 to Sweet Teas. I was calling
Yeah,
this like there was another level.
yeah. Well, that's just the way of things. You you get to watching these really great plays and you forget what level it is. But yeah, GG's to Sweet Teas, who takes game 1 here, and man, that is some good play, tough play for both players, and they've managed to really knock it out. Um, yeah, Frank still kind of tapping away at that keyboard there. I do like
Writing
the
an
little white
angry
buttons
letter
he's
to
got.
the editor.
Yes. All right, we do have readies from both players, and it's counting down in 3, 2, 1, and pills.
Sweet Tea's looking to take Frank out here in round number 2. Frank looking to keep his tournament hopes alive here. The winner of this faces Adelito tomorrow on semifinal Sunday, and it is looking good for both players here. Nice quick early clears from both, maintaining a good pace, and nothing really bad about either of these boards so far, Ook.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Frank's side. I believe that is a misflip. They're over there in columns 1 and 2. If it's not, I am very sorely in need of an understanding of this game. Uh, but yeah, it's Frank's another one of those players. You can't call him misflips unless you're really paying attention. But I have trouble understanding how that wouldn't be one. But he's going to get it knocked out and work his way down this board. But yeah, that is going to give an opportunity to Sweet Teas, who needs a lot of red though, to work his way up this board.
Absolutely, and you see that red's still gumming up the works a little bit for Frank, but it's a 7 virus play now, and I love this combo. Nice little tuck combo in space. 4 viruses to go. A lot of red help needed, and this is a smart play here. Just getting those easy plays, reducing that drop time. No drop time there, so now it's just a handful of reds. And this double red is dealer's choice, and I think the smart play is to take the higher elevation. And now you can just down press to your heart's delight here. It's going to be close here. Who's going to get out first? It is a minute 36 to a minute 38, close as we go into level 9.
Yeah, and I don't like the top of Frank's board here. It doesn't have nearly enough blue for a good piece. And of course, the doc making sure that he gets all the blues that he could possibly want. This double practically useless. He did have everything set up on top. And I like the smart heads up play for Frank there. That's going to get him into efficient plays. But it is Sweet Teas with, well, no, they are tied all the way up as, that tough RNG at the top of his board, not slowing Frank down very much at all.
Sweet Teas had to play a forced misdrop in columns 1 and 2 with that red yellow. That was not an accidental misdrop. They didn't have anywhere to go with it, so they're just kind of hanging on over there and really just seeing what they can do to get that cleared out. And you see they finally do have it cleared out here, 16 to 15, as these players absolutely just killing it right now. 13 to 11, and now 11-11 here again. Make a wish. These players wishing again for that semifinal Sunday spot here as we're getting just near the 3-minute mark. It is again 9-9. Really no distinct advantage here. Oop. Both these players have a legitimate shot to get out of this first.
Yeah, and they're Sweet Tea's making a lot of plays. He just wants to get everything out in one and is going to get everything out in two as he needed one more yellow. It's interesting not to take that and have it set up as a drop time. So it's 317 out for Frank and Sweet Tea's out at a 322. It could have been a little bit closer.
It absolutely could have been, as these players now rocking level 10 here. We're past the midway point of this second game. Remember, this is a best of 3, 8 to 11 here. This is the end of year tournament here in the DrMC for speed. The winner here goes on to semifinal Sunday. The loser's season ends. So all to play for here as these players continue to rock things out. It's still very close here, 33 to 30, and a little drill down here as, ooh, look at this combo by Frank. Beautifully done. He's down to 25, and if he could start getting some blues and yellows, he could really start rocking that left side, Ook.
Yeah, and interesting that he chose to knock out that red yellow where he did. It's not a problem as he's probably going to take these blues at the bottom of the board out horizontally anyway. But it's just an interesting placement, and I don't think there's any real problem with anything. But he is definitely well down this board as Sweet Tea's still with 17 now. Okay, he had himself a big combo building. All I knew was I looked over and it was still quite a bit going on. But yeah, pulled out some combos and is now well back into this match, 8-5, and about to be a little bit more as he's going to get this combo.
Yeah, and Sweet Tea's here playing actually a very strong end game as well. Going to get this triple. No, that's a smart play. 457 is the out time for Frank going into level 11, but not too far behind is Tease 506. This is close here. Frank trying to fight for a game 3. Tease trying to put this away. What's going to happen here as we get into 11?
See what's going to happen. Some really great Dr. Mario is going to get played. And I love this top line for Sweet Teas. Everything was set up for off-color pairs. Blues, reds, yellow, reds, yellow, blues, uh, everything was that could come out, he was ready for. We talk all the time about doubles, but that board was really set up for just clean anything that came out. And that has gotten him well into this game as it is now just a one virus difference between these two.
Absolutely, and this is level 11 here, so you've got to get out of here first. There's really no other ground to make up for. You're gonna see You're gonna see if these players decide to go aggressive or if they just continue to just try to get things out methodically. We're seeing T's here down to 19 into that less than 20 zone first. And looks like maybe it's going to be a horizontal play here. That's what looks like Tease is telegraphing. Meanwhile, Frank has a big cluster top right side of the board. Really going to need a blue-yellow to get things going here. And here it comes. And now we've got 14 to 16 as, oh, look at this combo by Sweet Tease down to 9. Oh, this is going to be big.
Yeah, Frank has been columned up in column three. He's been spired up in column three, I should say, for quite a while now, and is just now getting to the bottom of it. These doubles, the double blues are exactly what he wants, as he's now just going to be one red pill away from finishing. But it's going to be Sweet
Boom.
Tea's out at a 640. Oh, he did still have a yellow I did not see. So Sweet Tea's out at a 650, and he is going to take it in straight games as Frank out at a 655. So, wow, what a finish.